I am a bit scared. I have a first interview and I have no clue about the questions I will be asked. Can you please help?
Hey there. It's great that you are taking steps to prepare for your job interview. Remember, being well prepared can make all the difference in making a fantastic impression. And while it may be difficult to predict every question you'll be asked, there are two important things to focus on. What you say, which is how you go through your professional journey and highlight your background, skills and experiences relevant to the role. And how you say it, basically how you come across and express yourself. When it comes to your answers, it's all about the quality and how well you communicate your ideas, thoughts, and stories. So, let's take a look at how you can get ready for some common interview questions. These can typically be grouped into 4 categories. The questions about you as a person, the questions about your professional skills, the questions about your hands-on expertise, and finally, the questions concerning your fit for the role and the company. Let's see some of the questions.
Questions about you as a person, such as your personality, values, culture, and aspirations. An example of this can be,
Can you describe your personality and how it relates to this role?
How would you describe your work style?
What are your core values and how do they align with the company's values?
Can you tell us about a time when you had to overcome a personal challenge?
What do you hope to achieve in your career in the long term?
How would you describe your cultural background and how it has influenced your work and life?
What motivates you to come to work every day?
Can you share your long-term aspirations and how this role fits into your career plan?
There are also questions about your professional skills, such as your leadership, communication, presentation, etc. For example, it can be, can you describe a time when you had to lead a team to achieve a specific goal?
How do you communicate with others, especially when there's a disagreement?
Can you walk us through a presentation you have given in the past and what made it effective?
can you tell us about a time when you had to resolve a conflict within a team?
Can you give us an example of how you have effectively communicated complex information to a non-technical audience?
How do you ensure that your team is motivated and engaged?
Can you describe a time when you had to adapt your communication style to work with a difficult client or colleague?
How do you stay organized and prioritize tasks when managing multiple projects simultaneously?
These types of questions aim to assess your professional skills and how you have demonstrated them in your previous work experiences.
Also super important, be ready for some questions about your know-how and hands-on experience. This could include your certifications, tech skills, and what you're an expert in, especially important for any tech roles. For example, it can be, can you tell us about your certifications and how they have helped you in your career so far?
How proficient are you in XYZ? Can you give us an example of a project you have used it in?
Can you tell us about a complex technical problem you have solved and how you approached it?
How do you stay current with the latest developments and advancements in your field?
Can you describe a project you have led and the technical challenges you faced?
How have you demonstrated your expertise in your previous roles?
Can you walk us through your experience with specific technology or methodology?
Can you give us an example of how you have effectively mentored or trained others in your area of expertise?
These types of questions aim to assess your hands-on experience and in-depth knowledge of specific tools, technologies, and methodologies relevant to the role.
And finally, questions will be asked to gauge your compatibility with the role, company, and team, which essentially encompasses all types of questions aimed at determining your suitability for the role and your alignment with the company's values and objectives. For example,
Can you tell us why you are interested in this role and how it fits into your career plans?
How does the company's mission and values align with your personal values?
Can you describe your experience working in a team environment and how you have contributed to team success?
How do you approach collaboration and teamwork?
Can you tell us about a time when you had to adapt to a new work environment or company culture?
How do you handle constructive criticism and feedback?
Can you describe a time when you had to work with a difficult colleague or manager and how you handled the situation?
How would you describe your work ethic and how it aligns with the company's expectations?
These types of questions aim to assess how well you fit into the role, company culture, and team dynamic, and to determine if your work style, values, and approach are a good match for the organization. So, by preparing for all these types of questions, you'll be well on your way to a successful interview.
Here are a few tips to help you give the best answers.
Pay close attention to the question being asked. Take a deep breath, think for a sec, and then answer in a clear and thoughtful way. Use real-life examples to back up what you're saying and show your experience. Be straightforward and to the point with your answers. Make eye contact and use positive body language to show your confidence and interest. Keep it positive and don't talk bad about any past bosses or co-workers. Show excitement about the role and the company. Wrap up your answer by asking if the interviewer needs any more info or if there's anything you can clarify. Good luck!